Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Y'all, we back with another reaction. Yes. Shout out to my workers. Shout out to my new members. Get your membership, people. Please get your membership today. Shout out to my subscribers. Shout out to my subscribers. I love my subscribers. Now let me tell you something. Everything I say is allegedly, okay? Now, y'all, this content is for educating, criticism, commenting purposes. Now let me share something with you. Whee! That Jasmine Crockett cooked potatoes on FBI Director Kash Patel's hearing. Woo-hoo-wee. I mean, she cooked potatoes. Just in case you ain't never had no potatoes, they good. Try it. Yeah, she cooked some potatoes at that hearing. I'm here. Yes, she did. So what we're gonna do is get into our content for this morning, evening, afternoon. Now, y'all, if you don't want to be here, you ain't gotta be here. Okay, it ain't gonna bother me. Okay. Now, let's get into our morning content. I'm working also my beautiful funny acting subscribers. You know we funny acting. Look, working on a schedule, okay? I'm working on a schedule. It's just I'm off balance now because I just retired in 2019. So I still ain't got it together. Sleep wise. But okay, y'all. Well, let's get into our content, okay? All right, let me see this one. Is any birthdays in the house? If it's your birthday, happy birthday to you. Handsome and beautiful with your funny acting stuff, and you stay like that, okay? Stay like that. Ain't nothing wrong with being funny acting. I'm funny acting. I don't care what nobody said about me. Let me see which one I want to put up here for y'all. Hold on, y'all. I want to share with y'all. Share the screen. Hold on. Here's the screen on. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right, y'all. Put the music down for me, DJ. Thank you, guys. Okay, here we go, y'all. And thanks for watching, y'all. Thanks for watching. And I appreciate y'all.
Man, oh man, there's been so much today, and I truly don't know where to start. So I'm just going to make sure that we start off with a few facts. So a couple of facts that we need to make clear for everyone is that number one, the FBI was appointed by Donald Trump. Now, I will agree that I definitely take issue with a number of decisions that Donald Trump makes, especially when it comes to the people that he decides to appoint to very important positions, including this one, because I did have to make sure that I wasn't going crazy. But when I say that you are the least qualified FBI director in the history of the FBI, that is real, because you are the only one that never even served with the FBI prior to joining, and we are supposed to believe that you are the greatest thing. Like, where I can ask you a question. Now, what I want to go through is to talk about.
Hold up, y'all. Hold up.
Why, honestly,
Hold up, Jasmine. Hold up.
I know that you got.
Hold up, Jasmine.
put on your show for your
Jasmine.
It seems like you're trying
Jasmine.
to save your job when it.
Jasmine. Hold up. Damn, you told that man in his face that he wasn't qualified. Oh Lord. Okay. I had to get her there. I had to laugh because he thought he really did something, y'all, but he didn't do nothing. If it wasn't for those parents turning their own son in, he ain't have he would have never know who shot that man.
Came to talking to Senator Booker yesterday. But let's go through some of your failures. So before you were even confirmed, and I think one of my colleague from Georgia, pointed out that you were already targeting career officials so that you could direct illegal firings. Mind you, these cases that you were so upset about, which are the ones tied to Trump, the cases came through his handpicked FBI director. And frankly, when people sit around and say things like, oh, we're happy because now we feel safe, I don't know who feels safe in this country except for the white supremacists. Because I, specifically as a Black woman, definitely don't feel safe. And frankly, my colleagues have been real nice to you today, and I applaud you. I don't have the same demeanor. Because I know that multiple colleagues on this side of the aisle have faced death threats. In fact, somebody tried to kill one of my colleagues, and frankly, I don't know if this FBI or under your leadership, if those people would have been caught. I don't have any confidence in you. And if we start talking about the reasons that I lack confidence, we could start with you not just wanting to acknowledge some simple facts. Simple facts like the vast majority of the threats are coming from right-wing extremism. And I know my colleagues have tried to stress this, but I decided that I would maybe do it in a different way. Number one, I have a couple of UCs. Kim Buck, one of multiple Republicans receiving death threats for voting against Jim Jordan as House Speaker. No objection. Another one, Republican lawmaker says she received death threats after voting against Jim Jordan in Speaker's race. Without objection. In addition, there was another one from another colleague who now is leaving Congress because they said that they were calling his wife anonymously and threatening her life to the extent that she ended up sleeping with a firearm.
Wow.
Okay, so here's the deal. How are we supposed to have confidence when you're sitting up here telling the Senate yesterday that it will take you 14 years before you can get the FBI fully staffed to do their job? You're also now redirecting resources so that they can go and play ICE agents on the street, getting rid of your most qualified people, and even when it came down to somebody that you consider to be a friend, you were posted up having some fancy dinner to the extent that you posted not only once erroneously, you posted twice erroneously as it relates to catching somebody, and then you want to go and say, let me take a victory lap, because honestly, if it wasn't for parents deciding that they were going to turn in their child, it seems like y'all wouldn't have got there. Even though literally confessed a lie. So
Hold on, Jim. Whoa! I agree with her, honey, 100%. If them parents had never turned their child in, they probably wouldn't even found the shooter. Allegedly. Go on, Jen.
I'm confused about what going to do anything about the white supremacy problem, the one that is leading to children being killed, children being shot, as well as members of their community as they're worshiping in their churches.
Time the gentlelady has expired. Gentlemen would like to respond to any of that. Well, I'll respond. Kash Patel, as I said when I introduced him, public defender, former prosecutor, top staffer on the House Intelligence Committee, deputy director of national intelligence with the National Security Council, chief of staff at the Department of Defense, and FBI director. I think that's a pretty good resume for the guy who's now running the top law enforcement agency in our country. And we've seen all the stats that he's given to the committee on how much better they're doing at getting the bad guys than the previous guy was doing. With that, I recognize the gentleman from South Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director Patel, I think you're witnessing some auditions, clickbait auditions for the Academy Award. My Democratic colleagues will see how they fare as they're on MSNBC later on today. But do you care, before I launch into my line of questioning, to respond to Ms. Crockett from Texas on that very elaborate and theatric display?
Here's what I've learned in my government service. I don't give a damn what they say about me, as long as we're succeeding in the mission.
Woo wee! Well, I hear you, Mr. Kash, but why you had to cuss though? Can we keep it professional? Thank you.
And the women of the FBI have never been empowered to do more work and to hit the streets harder than by President Trump's authorities and resources he's given us. And so all I care about is that we are capturing more child predators than ever before, taking more drugs off the streets than ever before, that we are capturing murderers at a significantly historic rate, and we're delivering this country the lowest murder rate in recorded history. That are facts.
What? Wait, hold up now. I don't agree with you now. I don't agree with that now. I'm gonna beg it back now. No, we ain't got no lowest rate. I don't know why y'all think that crime. I don't know what crime y'all looking at. This crime is high, baby. Come out of crime low. Let me bag that back a little bit, y'all. And then I'm gonna go into her next speech. Because she about finished with this.
On MSNBC later on today. But do you care, before I launch into my line of questioning, to respond to Ms. Crockett from Texas on that very elaborate and theatric display?
Here's what I've learned in my government service. I don't give a damn what they say about me, as long as I'm succeeding in the mission. We're succeeding in the mission because the men and women of the FBI have never been empowered to do more work and to hit the streets harder than by President Trump's authorities and resources he's given us. And so all I care about is that we are capturing more child predators than ever before, taking more drugs off the streets than ever before.
No, what? The crime is going up, down, up, down, up, down. No, buddy. I disagree, Mr. FBI. Cause y'all haven't even found Alexis Ware. Y'all can't even tell us about a lot of things. Even about our young lady, Shaquella Robinson, FBI. Come on now. I ain't forgot.
That we are capturing murderers at a significantly historic rate, and we're delivering this country the lowest murder rate in recorded history. That are facts that you cannot dispute. But you can come at me all you want. I don't care.
Thank you, Director, for that.
All right now. Okay. Let's go right here. Let me finish with Miss Jasmine. I like Miss Jasmine.
Lots to cover. So I'm starting with the AG. I want you to tell me whether or not is lawful or lawless. Ignoring court order.
It's lawless.
Impounding emergency.
Unlawful.
Sending troops without an invite.
Violate.
Covering birthright citizenship?
Violates the 14th.
How about violating due process?
Violates the 5th and 14th Amendment of the Constitution.
How about what we see happening with redistricting in some way minimize, if not delete, the voices of people of color as they are going through legally, going through this process? Is there a constitution that is associated with that?
Probably many, but it is unlawful and unconstitutional and un-American.
Thank you. As well as, can you tell me if it is lawful or lawless to violate free speech?
That's lawless.
Okay, sounds about right, because we had to have a conversation about Jimmy Kimmel, so I'm gonna say free Jimmy Kimmel for sure, and hopefully we will deal with the FCC chairman. But the reason that I wanted to go through that long list, and that was actually not even the half of it, is because since this administration has come in on January 20th, they have engaged in some of every single thing that I said on that list, even the part about covering for pedophiles. So my question is, why are we sitting here today? Number one, they already passed their bootleg laws, and it's clear that even the bill author is not informed about what his bill does. Age of 18, you are an adult.
Right.
So this idea that somehow 21-year-olds were now somehow juveniles under DC law, is that accurate or inaccurate?
It was inaccurate, misunderstood the way the law works.
Correct. Could I stand how to read the law and decided that they were going to rewrite the law and mess up the law? And to be clear, decide whether or not, such as the bill author was given that opportunity under Florida law, because so he was older than 18, and under this law, if you were under 25, so 24 or under, then the judges had discretion, correct?
But only in certain kinds of cases, not the most serious cases. In fact, that discretion will have, the Congress wanted to talk with the folks who were involved in applying that law and seeing how it works, to understand that this is not a law that's out of sync with other states, and it's working.
Thank you so much. And the reason that it matters is because now the gentleman from Florida is trying to become a governor, and chances are maybe DC, once they get statehood, want other people to have chances that they've been given. They want to just pretend like they are bigger and better and badder. And so I will move on, because I am frustrated that we are having this hearing when we know that this administration can't take care of their own business. As we know, we bombed yet another Venezuelan boat, and we may be headed for a war. We know, as relates to the First Amendment, because he has filed not one lawsuit, not two against the New York Times. He filed one register. He is doing all of this because he wants to quash any speech that is not appreciative or lies about these January 6th felons that should still be incarcerated because they went through the process. But because they were doing things on his behalf, participated in the insurrection on this government, many of whom had previous criminal record, criminal sexual assault of a child, or Mr. Peter Schwartz, who had 38 prior convictions, including one where he beat his wife, who was convicted of Daniel Ball, who, quote, threw an explosive device that detonated upon at least 25 officers during the Capitol riot. He also had a record for, quote, domestic violence by strangulation. Trump also pardoned Mr. Andrew Taki, who sent nudes to an undercover law enforcement officer who was posing as a 15-year-old girl. Mr. C. Hopkins also received a pardon from Trump, and Mr. Hopkins was convicted of victim choked her to the point of impairment as he humiliated DC. So if anybody does need to clean up D, I would agree it is this man, because he is the one that is causing half the crime that we hate. Instigated the insurrection, and the fact that they did not move forward in jail. They would be out of order and decided to nominate someone who was not only now he wants
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Shut up now. Whew, Lord have mercy. Woo, Lord have mercy. Good. If you didn't put the boot down on the ground, I did want y'all to hear what's the name, but I didn't put her on here. I did want her to say something, but I didn't put her on here, so I'm not gonna put it. But man, that guy done Jasmine Lee, y'all. I tell you, she smashed that potato on that man. Boy, that was on. Whoa, 34 felonies, and then y'all, what tripped me out? I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna leave. You know what trips me out? If the law going to be, if we're gonna have a law, the law needs to be for everybody. Wait, hold on, y'all. Hold on. They need to have the law. The law is made for everyone, not some of us. Everybody, everyone. Now, only thing I want to say to the some of these business. I'm gonna turn a little music on. Is that you got president had 34 felonies and they all discharged. But no, I think he's discharged. I'm not sure. Let me say this. He had 34 felonies. Now, for all you people with businesses, you all, some of these young men and some of these young ladies, some of these business and some of these business out here when a person have one felony, when they have a felony, y'all give them a hard time on these jobs where they can't even get a job. Because on the application, it mentioned, do you have a felony? They don't know whether to lie or to tell the truth. I told them, if it's the truth, tell the truth. But you jobs are the same people that vote your president in, who allegedly had 34 felonies. I don't understand it. When these guys get out of jail, this is what right, baby. And you know what? And what tripped me out is it hurts me. I don't have no felony, but I'm a people person, y'all. I'm political. I pay tax. I do everything these folks do. I'm just stuck in the middle. Now, I don't like when these guys, women, male, these people are locked up, incarcerated, and you can get a felony just like that. It can happen to you. It can happen to me. It can happen to anyone. But the hardest thing and the saddest thing that I see is what really hurts me is they still should be able to get a job. All depends on the felony. But some companies, somebody should be able to work with these people, because when y'all send these people out of jail and say, I give you 30 days to look for a job. You said, I give you 30 days to look for a job. How in the heck these days they're gonna get 30 days to wait for a job? And it's a lot of people ain't even incarcerated, can't even get a job. I just talked to my niece the other day, just yesterday when we was together. She said, now why these folks calling these people right here and they ain't even call me for the job, and I don't put in a lot of jobs? You know what I told her? Don't give up. See, God trying to see, are you ready to handle this job that you applied for? It's something that he's waiting on to see. Are you ready? He might not think that you are ready to take this job. He don't know if you're serious for the job. Are you ready to take the responsibility on that job? Now, but back to what I was saying, back to, I don't understand it. That's the only part I don't understand. And I just don't understand a lot of things that's paralegal. Okay. But I just don't understand. I'm talking about people with felonies. People with felonies. One. Or maybe 2 felonies. Or maybe over 3 felonies. But not 34 felonies. Are we serious? Are we serious? Are we looking at what's going on in the world today? Or do we got to care? Because y'all get my money. I just finished paying my taxes. So we got to care. Because you get my money. Even though I got behind on it. You know, sometimes the women and men can get behind on stuff like that. Sometimes you got to handle your business, though. But I'm saying, though, I just don't understand why. What are they doing in jail to prepare for these people that y'all probation and parole officer are going to tell them, I give you 30 days to get out here and get you a job. What? 30 days? That's all? What? Man, you know what? I feel sorry for people. I really do. I see what's going on. Y'all, I'm sitting back looking at what I grew up in it going on. It ain't stopped. What are y'all doing to prepare these people for the real world out here? What are you doing? When they get out of jail, what are y'all doing? Where are y'all sending them at to get a job? Because on the application is going to affect them. They got children. They want to do right. They want to get out of jail and do right. Why don't y'all have a job? I tell you, why don't y'all do this? Yeah, this has been on my mind for years and years. Because I changed my mind. I was going to work in the correctional office in the jail. And like I told y'all before, those subscribers who've been with me for years, y'all know I told y'all this story before. That I get any job I want to because I'm qualified. Because that's what it runs under. But when I walked through that jail, and when I saw all them mans in there on Memorial Drive, y'all, I feel so, Lord have mercy. And people think that you're not supposed to, that you don't supposed to feel sad about the people in jail. But I mean, come on, they were piled up in one room with thousands of beds. I'm like, how I supposed to handle these men? And they were not looking at everything. They ain't talking about on that part right there. They were not looking men in there. But I was being crazy. But one thing, the point I'm saying what I saw I didn't like. And then I'm a funny acting person. I didn't like the paint on the rail. So I be looking at a lot, y'all. I'm the type of person, I look at a lot. I look at things that people miss. I look at the paint coming off the wall, that turns me off. You know what I did when I took a stroll, when they took us through the jail, and I wanted that job so bad. I got the job, y'all. But guess what? I told the man, I can't do this. I can't do this job. I can't do it. I refuse to do this job. I refuse to do this job. How am I handle these men? Oh, but anyway, y'all, Jasmine boy cooked potatoes on that FBI director, Kash Patel. He didn't know what to say. And like she said, the people that Kash supposed to have picked, he don't turn on them. How you do that, y'all? How do you do that? Well, y'all, I gotta go live in a few minutes. I'm gonna go live. I was tired yesterday, y'all. I was so rested out. But I love y'all though. Check the community wall out. I put a thank you information in there for y'all. There's a lot of things that I don't need to talk right here, but I did put it on the community wall with y'all. There's gonna be a lot of changes in here. It's gonna be a lot of things. So look at it, read it, respond to it, and let me know. But if you can't do it, let me know, because it's a job. Love y'all. I'm out of here.